Right, so there's some breaking news coming out of Tottenham. They've just signed this Korean kid, the South Korean kid who is 18 years of age. Um, I believe he's Tottenham's fourth signing of the summer, if you include obviously Timo Werner, who was already at the club. He was on loan, so it doesn't really feel like a new signing. They got that other 18-year-old kid, Lucas Bergval, and another 18-year-old in Archie Gray, who, by the way, I think Archie Gray is going to be a wonderful player. But aside from Timo Werner, that's three 18-year-olds. And I'm scratching my head big time with this. I don't know what is going on at Tottenham at the moment. And it's not an Arsenal-Tottenham thing. It's nothing to do with that. I'm not doing this to poke fun at Tottenham because I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm trying to be neutral on this one. What the fuck is going on over there? Seriously. I know there's still time left in the window. Obviously, the season hasn't even started yet. We've got another 3 weeks. But what is going on? What on earth is Daniel Levy doing? I don't know why I'm surprised, because he's got a track record of being an absolute, tight ass when it comes to buying players, and he never knows when to go in the transfer market. And the one time he does, he buys Ndombele for 60 million anyway. If I was a Tottenham fan right now, I'd be absolutely fuming, and if I wasn't fuming, then I'd be pretty concerned, because it's honestly it's laughable. Tottenham came fifth last season, so in order to improve as a football club, is what I believe in general. If you finish eighth, you want to be finishing seventh, sixth, fifth the season after. Then after that, you want to finish maybe fourth, maybe third. Then after that, maybe third again, second. You want to at least know there's some sort of direction. Tottenham came fifth last season. They need to finish fifth or higher to do better than last season, and they're buying 18-year-old kids. Like, Archie Gray was about 40 million. Did they not understand that Man United are strengthening big time? Newcastle were getting better towards the end of last season. Aston Villa have just bought Onana. Arsenal and City are unbelievable teams already. They don't need many players, but they'll definitely strengthen. Liverpool still have a good team. Chelsea were on the up last season. And Tottenham are just buying 18-year-old kids. In the second half of last season, I might be wrong on this one, but one thing I'm sure about is there wasn't much in it. Didn't Bournemouth and Fulham recoup more points in the second half of last season than Tottenham? Or if I've got that wrong, what I remember, it wasn't far off. Tottenham were massively underwhelming in the second half of last season compared to the first half. How Daniel Levy cannot have proper players at the age of, I'd say, between 22 and 26, how we cannot have that kind of age group of player lined up already is mind-blowing to me. Ange Postecoglou is already tearing his hair out. He was already doing it in the second last game of the season when Tottenham fans were almost willing them to lose. So he's already not a manager who's happy. And they've got 3 weeks until the season starts. It was a decline in Tottenham side, and virtually they've bought no one with experience. I'm not saying buy a bunch of 30-year-olds, but, mid-20s. That's what they need. They're not a team that came ninth last season. If they came ninth and they were in disarray, I'd understand it a little bit more. This team came fifth. And by the way, they were on the decline. They were, and so it wasn't as a fifth place fit. It was quite a deceiving fifth place finish, because it was only their first half of the season where they played breathtaking football that got them into fifth. So this is not a very confident team. It's not a confident set of players, and they've bought virtually no one, because these guys they've bought will be good in the future. But how do you know they can? Archie Gray played in the Championship last season. Again, very good player. He's got good potential. But how do you know he's going to be the answer in the Premier League? He's 18 years old. honestly, it's mind blowing to me. And now Tottenham have bought another 18-year-old kid. He's probably got loads of potential, but Tottenham have to do well now. They came fifth last season. They have to improve on that. Or they have to at least equal and finish fifth as well. But if they finish sixth, seventh, or eighth, what's the point? If you've got a process and you've got a plan in mind, the second you do worse than your season before, you've got to start from square one. You have to. It's like Man United. Man United came third and then finished eighth the season after. So they're now from square one. You know, Ten Hag's been in the job for 2 years, but because they had such a bad season compared to the previous one, it's irrelevant. Those 2 years are irrelevant because they've already fucked it. You know, you look at Arsenal, you know, with Arteta, every year there's been improvement. All right, we became second twice in a row, but we didn't get worse. If anything, we came second again, but we improved. We still improved. If I was a neutral, if I was a Tottenham fan, I'd be really concerned. This is very concerning. They have got to sort themselves out. Buy some proper players. Because those guys, how do you know they're going to be ready? You know, this is a team that came fifth. Like, honestly, I'm actually scratching my head in disbelief. I don't understand what the plan is at Tottenham. I don't know what they think they're trying to do. But if this is going to be their model and they're going to buy a bunch of 18-year-olds, I would have understood it more if they'd done it last year, because I know they came ninth. I wouldn't have been too fussed about that, but they came fifth last year. Do you think players like Maddison are just going to be satisfied with another transitional year? Because that's what it will be. It'll be another transitional year. But last season was supposed to be their transitional year. You know, and they're supposed to kick on this season. And that's why, if Tottenham carry on the way they are, I just can't see it. I cannot see Tottenham finishing fifth or above next season. I really don't. And it's not an Arsenal-Tottenham thing. They have got to actually buy a little bit more experience and start focusing on, because that starting 11 wasn't doing great. It really wasn't. I know I've just spoken about Tottenham instead of this kid. He's probably a good player. He's probably got good potential, but I don't know. It's the third 18-year-old kid they've bought this summer, and I don't know how they're going to better last season, because they were already on the decline. So we'll see. But not that I'm complaining. I couldn't give a shit about Tottenham, but I'm looking at it, and if any Tottenham fan can justify what's going on there, honestly, it's you're not, you are not switched on, because it's Ange Postecoglou is the one thing about Tottenham that I actually like, and he won't stand for it. He won't stand for it at all, and he might leave, or if the recruitment isn't good enough and Tottenham start doing badly, Levy might sack him, and then they're definitely starting from square one. But we'll see. I mean, to me, it just seems like an absolute mess at Tottenham.